Well, that big ANC-NEC meeting is underway in Irene, Pretoria. For an analysis on this, we're joined from our Pretoria studios by Professor Lesiba Teffo, a political analyst. Good afternoon, Prof. Thank you so much for your time on the SABC News Desk.
Good afternoon to you.
Professor, so much happening in the run-up to this meeting. MP Khoza resigning, the president being accused of using state resources to undermine Cyril Ramaphosa's presidential ambitions. Will this meeting actually serve to mend internal rifts in the organization, or will it further polarize the group? What can you tell us?
You made an interesting comment in your opening remarks. The use or abuse or misuse of state resources for political ends. Some of us indeed supported Jacob Zuma when he alleged that state institutions were being used against him. He rode on a ticket of victimhood. He enjoyed immense sympathy, and one would not have thought that indeed one day he could find himself in the State House accused of same, and unfortunately even in the extreme. But what is taking place today, which is really what your question is about, is that can they heal the wounds? The answer is in the negative. Had they had the opportunity and they missed that opportunity, the answer is in the affirmative. 2 years ago, 2014 elections was a harbinger, was an indicator that things are not well in the state of Denmark and something urgent needed to be done. And they did commit to self-correction with the hope that by 2019, all the wounds shall have been healed, only scars here and there could be visible. Unfortunately, they haven't done much in that regard. If anything, the wedge is broadening, and the longer they take to deal with this matter, the more it is to the advantage of the opposition.
Prof, chasms indeed widening in the organization, and the NEC is at loggerheads with the KZN provincial structure we see after that Supreme Court annulled the election that brought the provincial body into office. How do you think the ANC top brass will maneuver on this one?
Well, there are a number of options that they could look at, but it's time on their side. Legally, they've got about 14 days to lodge an appeal if they so choose. But again, it might be a political solution that they want to opt for, which might be the most prudent thing. Because at least, as Senzo Mkunu said, let there be no winner, no loser. Let's try to find each other. If they were to come up with a task team, maybe, to try to help the wounds, and at the same time, to run the affairs of the province for 12 to 6 months, for 6 to 12 months, maybe that could help. But unfortunately, they are so factionalized, and vested interests and personal interests seem to be superseding party interests and national interests. It is not going to be easy, but still, it is worth an attempt.
Some analysts are saying that the leadership battle should be put on ice for about 2 years. Do they have a point, Prof, until a more fitting leader is found?
Well, they do have a point, but it cannot be in the interest of the ANC. It will be certainly in the interest of the opposition. Remember, it is the ANC we are talking about, not the national government. The rule says in 2019 there will be elections, and there will be elections, regardless of the state of affairs of the ruling party. So the longer they take in dealing with the issues that beset them, the more likely that they would really come out the elections with less of a smile on their face. So the sooner they attend to these matters, the better, rather than to postpone and procrastinate and hope that some miracle might at least help them to find each other. Let them work on it. Let them work on it.
Professor Lesiba Teffo, a political analyst, joining us from our Pretoria studios. Thank you for sharing your insights with us on the SABC News Desk.